I came to Huntsville in fall of 1961 to teach school for the 61-62 school year. And early in 1962, on Saturday morning, I was down at the old Russell Erskine Hotel just off the downtown square. Typical of southern cities, of course, Huntsville, like most of them, has a downtown hotel. Generally, there's a barber shop in the hotel, and I was just in for a haircut. The barbershop was very full. Saturday's a popular day, big business for them. And I was sitting there, and there was only one seat left, and Dr. Von Braun came in and sat next to me. And of course, I was in awe of him. He naturally would not know me from anybody. And he had his briefcase and papers that he was reviewing, and when he finished whatever he was doing, he put those away, closed his briefcase, and turned and smiled and spoke. And he had a very charming smile, a very charming man. And he struck up the conversation. I didn't. But he asked me what I was doing, and I told him that I was teaching, and he asked what, and I told him math and science. He said, "Oh, but what kind of a background do you have?" And of course, I had graduated just the spring before, so all of that was pretty fresh. And he wanted to review basically every course that I'd taken and what it had covered and what kind of a grade I had made. And that was pretty easy to remember. I'd done pretty good on the grades. And I was fresh enough at that time, it was recent enough, that I still remembered pretty much the course content. We went through all of that, and I was in effect being interviewed without even realizing it. At the end of the conversation, he asked me if I had ever thought about working for NASA, and I honestly had not. I had always had a fascination with NASA, but I had never thought about being qualified to work here. My image was these were all very advanced degree PhDs from MIT and Georgia Tech and so forth. And I'd graduated with a degree, double major in math and physics from a relatively small school that had previously been more known as a teacher's college. And so I didn't feel that I belonged in with this group. And so I'd really never seriously thought about working in it. But he made me that offer. It was a remarkable thing to see a test, because you were very close. You were only about a half mile, about 800 yards, where when you watch a launch from Kennedy, even from the closest spots, you're a little better than 3 miles away, and the vehicle is getting away from you too. Whereas here, you could watch a full duration static test that could last over 2 minutes and it doesn't go anywhere. You were half a mile away and watching through a slit. There's no protection in front of it, just looking through a slit. I'm sure that the OSHA and the sheep people would be shocked at that, but they did not have quite the emphasis we place today on a lot of industrial safety things. But you could watch there, and when it would fire, yeah, they were pumping a large amount of water, about 250,000 gallons a minute, through the base of the test stand. When it would fire, immediately all of that water deluge, it was there both to protect the flame trench, but also to suppress the noise, although it didn't suppress very much of it. But all that converted in superheated steam. And then it would seem a few seconds later, it would take the time for the vibration to reach you. And you could feel not only the ground shake, but you could also feel the acoustics vibration beating on your face and the heat from it. And and of course we didn't have goggles, or no one had earplugs or anything. I'm sure that wasn't approved either. It wouldn't be approved today, but it was a really, really exciting thing. It was a unique opportunity, and even though I was starting very much at the bottom, it was a fun time just to be part of it. It's kind of like you might be the rookie on the team, but if your team is winning the World Series, you get a World Series ring. You may not have been the star, but you were there and you were part of it. And I had that feeling along that here I was gifted, that I was in the unique time and place that I could be part of history, and it was fun. I'm hopeful that we'll go back to the moon in my lifetime, and I hope I won't probably be here to see us go back to Mars, but I hope that my children do, and in future generations. I still believe in the space program. I haven't lost any of the enthusiasm I felt back then. I'd just like to see a new generation of young engineers and managers and office workers that played a role in it get to see the fruit of their labors. I hope that still happens.